All right. Welcome to episode 66 of the MailleWerX Chainmail live streams. What is going on? How we doing out there, party people? All right. Get some rings set up here. Got to use the helmet colored rings, which is like dirty aluminum. I think that's the official color is dirty aluminum rings, and not the bright aluminum. Get the piece where we're. Oh wait, no. What am I thinking? What am I doing? This is silly. Let's put these back. We're not gonna, well, we might work on this tonight. We'll see how it goes. But that is not the first thing we're gonna do tonight. The first thing we're gonna do tonight is we got an old project that we got some supplies for. And it's finally going to be able to be finished, I think. If what I got in the mail is correct. You guys, where's the top to this? Which side is the front and which side is the back? Alright. Hey, remember that? Yeah. I believe we finally got the rings in for it to finish it. Which is sweet. Alright. Oh, man. Let's turn Frank on. No one ever knows what I'm doing. Well, I mean, they should tune in and listen. It's okay for them not to know until they pop in here. How are you supposed to... how are you supposed to, what do you call it? I forgot to do the share. There we go. All right. I don't need those. So, but do I know what I'm doing? No. Nope. Can't say that I know. See here, I had a knife somewhere around here. There we go. Ah. Alright. Perfect. These are the engineered plastic clear rings that we need to finish, hopefully to finish this whale mail piece. Should have, so let's turn Frank on real quick. All fun stuff. Put the throwing knife away. It was just the easiest knife to grab. Alright, so we don't need pliers for these. It's kind of nice. These go together pretty easily with your fingers. Might chap your fingers a bit, but... So, I don't have a container. I guess we'll just make a pile of rings. We'll open up one bag at a time. I mean, if people haven't figured out by now that I'm on at 9 o'clock almost every night streaming, that's okay. They'll they'll either figure it out or they won't, you know. Okay. Let's get this all together. So this is nice. This is one of the first projects that we started on this stream, and we'll be able to finish it on this stream. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then we'll, once we got all these rings in place, they have to be glued. What have I done? I did something wrong here. It's like, this isn't the first time I've done this, I swear. Alright. Come on. So, we'll pop it in the oven. I think the recipe called for 250 degrees for 15 minutes is what other people have figured out, how to get these clear rings to not break. And then, so glue them all up. Stick them in the oven for 15 minutes. And then hang it up on the wall. I have a dowel rod somewhere lying around that I'll use for it. Probably got to run back to Lowe's and grab some stain. But it'll go nicely against the blue walls down here in the basement. Make these clear rings kind of look blue. You know? And then it will be the third project we finished. On this stream, maybe the second. So we're still working on, so we started off with these engineered plastic rings, and then, and this whale mail piece, right? Then we did the brass and bronze Celtic Vision bottle wrap, and then it was the chainmail wine bottle holster. So it's the second piece we've completed on this stream, because the chainmail wine bottle holster, like, the chainmail work is done, but the leather still has to be, I still have to finish working on the leather. And I now have the supplies for that, so and I gotta get a bottle of mead for my buddy, and then we'll send it off to him. And hopefully he'll have it for the Renaissance Festival this year. And I hope that he gets many gawkers looking at it. And he tells them all about MailleWerX.com. If I knew somebody who liked whales, I'd probably give this to him. I don't particularly want to work with these engineered plastic rings again. Not because there's anything wrong with them, right? It's just, hard to figure out stuff to do with them. So outside of inlays are alright. But they're really big rings. I know some people make clothing out of them, which is cool, don't get me wrong. I don't want to do that. So tonight I bought a get back whip from Masterlink's Mail. And as I was driving home, the skull was kind of flying around in the wind. It's getting picked up real easy. So tonight, if you check my feed, you'll see some pictures of me trying to fill the head with epoxy to try and weigh it down so that I can ride with it. Because it's a good looking get back whip. You know, it really is. And I would like to ride around with it. So I've got some epoxy drying, and it stinks down here. There's no ventilation, so if I start talking funny or crazy, start notifying the authorities, because the fumes may have gone to my head. It's not that bad. It's just drying out over there. It'll take 24 hours to cure, and then we'll put the skull back on the get back whip and hopefully call it a day. I should have bought two things of epoxy. I'm not even sure if epoxy is what I wanted to use or needed to use. It was just the one thing that I had that I could grab fairly quickly. So hopefully it'll work out. We'll see. Suppose I could always go buy more epoxy, but I got that part done, and then that should be one of the many things cleared off the table down here. I took a bunch of the clasps and findings off of a bunch of wallet chains and necklaces and whatnot, and they've just been they were taken off, the findings were removed so that these pieces could be tumbled. Ow, my eyeball. But then I decided that for a lot of them I didn't like the clasps I used, especially for the necklaces and the bracelets. So, those are still laying around, but the wallet chains and the keychains and stuff, those all got put back together finally, and they will be put away and stored until I have an event where I can get rid of them. Which would be nice. want to make more stuff. And we're doing good on the plan to get through all of the rings down here before we order more. Right? I figure if we keep going almost every night, streaming and working on projects, all the stuff down here will pretty much be done by the end of the year. That's my goal. Right? So then, now that I've learned the lesson to be more specific about the things that I order, right? Because I have a lot of stuff lying around down here, but I didn't have any plans for it. And it just sat and sat and sat for years and years and years. You know. So we're trying to get through it all. And once it's gone, then I won't be ordering as many things in bulk that I can't, you know, possibly get to in a reasonable amount of time. And it'll give me a chance to... Some of the rings that I purchased are unusable, that I really wanted to work with. So it'll give me a chance to attempt those again. You know, there are a lot more ring manufacturers now than there were when I ordered many of these rings from the Ring Lord. And so now I've got a whole bunch of places to try out and, you know, see the quality, see what I like about different manufacturers, which I'm looking forward to. I've only ever ordered rings from the Ring Lord, and I feel like that limits me. And my creativity. So, hopefully by the end of the year, you know, someone will get me a nice big gift card for Christmas, and we will I will spend it on rings, new rings from other suppliers. So, got this whale mail piece, probably completed here in the next little bit. We've got the skull with the epoxy in it, drying out. We've got rings in the tumbler being shined up. What else? We got rings drying out. We got laundry getting done. A lot of stuff done today. A lot of little stuff. Alright, I ordered some 400 rings. Right? And I think I got more than that. Because this was supposed to take 4 bags, but maybe I did my math wrong. Because I have 3 bags left. We're on bag number 2 out of 5. And it looks like I'll have 1 or 2 bags left over. I wonder if I can return them. It's probably not worth it. But I didn't want to order any more rings, and then I made the compromise because the whale mail piece here was missing rings, and because the Raiders flag that we're working on might end up needing to have more rings ordered, I went ahead and said, okay, you know, fine, we'll order rings for projects so that we can complete them, instead of just putting a moratorium on ordering rings completely, you know. All right. Minutes in, we're all like just a square right here. That's all that needs to be filled in, you know. So that is one nice thing about these engineered plastic rings, is they weave quick and they're huge, so they make an enormous piece, right? Hey Kat, how you doing? Yeah, they just snap closed. Here, there's a little hole right there, and then if you turn it sideways, see if I can catch the light on it. You can kind of see the peg above my thumbnail, right there, and they just like that. They're interesting, kind of fun. All right. And, you know, they're big and light and they're kind of cool to play with. I've got a bunch left over. So, see if we can't use those up. If you're listening, cutting rings for new projects, sweet. Well, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. How are you tonight? Everybody seems to be kind of busy tonight, you know. Sometimes that happens. A lot of times people pop in late. Whatever. I haven't been keeping up with it, but the point of these streams was to add to my website, right? So if no one shows up, that's fine. If one person shows up and just hangs out and listens, I don't mind at all. So, thank you for being here. Got an email about a job interview. Sweet. Congratulations. I hope you do well. You want some unrequested, unsolicited interview advice? I'm terrible at interviews, so I'm not actually qualified to give this advice, but when you're going to go work for a company and they ask you, where do you see yourself in 5 years, right? Don't say that you're going to be managing whatever area you're in, because the person interviewing you currently manages that facility, and I don't believe they'll like you being stating that you're going to come in and go after their job. You know what I mean? It's been 7 years since your last interview? Yeah. And unsolicited advice for job interviews, part 2, is look up the history of whatever company, like how they started out, what they started out as. Because a lot of interviewers like to ask, okay, well, what do you know about this company? What we do and how do we do it? And I picked up that trick watching interview tips and tricks for CVS. They opened up a clinic here, right around the corner from my house, and it probably would have been a really good job. But I was like, okay, I need to ace this interview, so I got in there and started watching YouTube videos about how to interview for CVS and picked up those 2 tricks, right? Because in the military, they tell you when you go to a promotion board, right? It's like, okay, at the promotion board, you'll be asked, what does your career look like? And you say ridiculous things. Hey, Claire, you need to go to sleep, but instead you're on here. What is this? I'll show you in just a second. So in the military, they tell you during your promotion board that you want to say some like ridiculous, like you want to be the sergeant major of the medical corps of the military, right? So every enlisted soldier that goes up to the promotion board goes in and says this. Well, that doesn't translate over into the civilian world, right? You don't want to be telling the people at your interview that you're going to be replacing them in 5 years. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. In response to your question, this is the whale mail piece. This is the first project we did on stream. Right? Where's my beaten stick? Right? I had these black and white and clear plastic, engineered plastic rings from the Ring Lord. That looks good, man. I like the way that looks. Finishing out this little corner here. I like it. I like it a lot. Oh, surprisingly heavy, considering it's plastic. So that I had a bunch of engineered plastic rings from the Ring Lord, and I didn't have a use for them. I just bought them to play with like 100 years ago. And in the spirit of, thank you, Claire. Thank you, Kevin. In the spirit of trying to get rid of all the rings down here, right? I got blue walls in the basement, so I was thinking of water. And I was like, what's in the water and what's, and also black and white, right? So I was like, oh, you know, an orca. Yeah, okay. That's totally not in line with my personality at all. Other things that are black and white that have to do with water are things like, you know, like a pirate flag would have been a really, really good decision. But no. I made the orca, because... And then I didn't think of doing a pirate flag until much, much later. So, I got the, what do you call it? I didn't have enough rings to finish it when we first started, right? I had this corner here that was just left open. And I finally got the time. I was trying to order the rings using a gift card I'd gotten for Christmas, but that gift card didn't want to work online, and I couldn't figure it out, so I finally just ordered them when I got my last paycheck. And I tell you what, that order came super fast, right? Like ridiculously fast. That's the fastest I've ever gotten a Ring Lord order. So, and it was USPS ground, right? Like the cheapest shipping option. The cheapest shipping option. So, it got here real quick. So, you know, to mix things up, I thought we'd change up the what's going on stream for a little bit and work on this piece. This is only the second project that we will have finished in 60 streams. So I'm pretty happy about getting it done. The chainmail wine bottle holster will hopefully be the third here. I've got the supplies to finish that, and I might take some time and get that done tomorrow. Right? And that will begin to clear up a lot of space in my work area, which will be really nice. The Ring Lord orders somewhere. Your other parcel sent in December. USPS sent it expedited. It was still in Texas. And then 3 days later it's in the UK. Yeah. Excuse me. I don't use the post office unless I have to. I've got some stuff I've got to send to my brother and my sister. And we'll see. My brother is at an APO, which is a overseas American post office or something like that, a military post office, because he's in the Navy, and he FedEx will not ship to those. So I hear screaming upstairs. I don't know what's going on. No, it's only 9:30. No one should be dying yet. And not screaming like someone's getting hurt, just loud noises. You have to use it. You have 4 orders to send on Monday, and you need to send your old phone in for trade-in. Some cuddly tots your mom made for the kids need to go back. Are the plastic rings expensive? I don't think so. I'll tell you what. I think these were $25 for 5 bags. What? $26.50 for like 400 rings. And these are like 11 gauge half-inch rings. You heard the screaming too? Great. Screaming people, dogs barking, you know. It's a good microphone if you can hear all that. Yeah, $26 for 500 rings plus $6 shipping. So, I mean, not overly so compared to everything else. Ow. They are like a specialty item, so, you know, some premium price points are to be expected. You figure Batman's at it again? Yeah, he's probably up there doing something. That kid. He wanted, oh, someone's crying. He wanted his Fortnite back. He got grounded from video games for being, having a really bad attitude this whole last week. So he's been trying to be good and get his video game privileges back. And then he threatened me tonight to come down here and sabotage the stream. So I was like, yeah, no, you're not going to threaten me and then get any of your privileges back, kid. Sorry. Like, that's not how it works. All right. Yeah. So that's bag number 2. I ordered 5 bags. I got 3 bags left. I'll probably just add a couple rows onto the bottom here. Use up all the clear rings. Oh man, but I tell you what, they go fast. They're easy to work with. But if you're not like got the fingertips going, they're a little numbing on the fingertips. It's a little burning. All right, bag number 3. This should finish off this corner real quick, and then we'll add a row or 2 to the bottom. Maybe a row to the top. And then we'll put it in the oven for 15 minutes, and I don't know if I'm gonna glue these. That seems like a lot of work. Shawnmeister, don't play that? Yeah, no. No. Right? It would probably, I'm not selling this. This isn't like gonna hang in an art gallery anywhere. It's just gonna go on my wall. If a ring pops out, you know, I can fix it. I'm right here. And I went to Lowe's tonight when I should have gotten the super glue to, yeah, I put it in the oven. I was at Lowe's and I didn't grab super glue while I was there to glue all these little joints shut. I don't really want to go back to Lowe's. So these clear rings, they don't close in a circular fashion. They close slightly oval. Look, I don't know if you can tell. That is not perfectly circular the way the white and black rings do. White and black rings are good. The clear ones are not. And because there are like little bubbles in here, and when you bend them to close them, they get little stress fractures in the clear rings. And that was one of the things people found out early on when these first came out, right? So what you do is you put them in the oven for 250 degrees for 15 minutes, and that should clear up any micro fractures that develop in the rings, right? Now, I've checked the materials for the black and the white rings, and their melt limit is, you know, pretty high above 250 degrees, so you can put all of this in the oven for 15 minutes without an issue. It just started sleeting there. I'm sorry, it sucks. The weather right now sucks. You know, I want 70 degrees with a slight breeze, sandy beaches, and not a care in the world. But I am in Wisconsin, and it's let's see here. It is 4 degrees here right now, and we're supposed to get down to negative 30 tonight. It would be kind of cool to melt it a little bit. If you were to take a torch to each joint and do it that way, that would be one thing, right? But if you put this at the temperature, at the melt temperature to get it, the whole thing would melt. Which, you know, you don't let it melt too long and you'd have like this giant board of plastic rings. That would be kind of cool. Chainmail shrinky dinks. 2 degrees centigrade. Yeah, it's supposed to get cold here tonight. I've got the fireplace on down here in the basement. The heater's running. I bought a heater for the garage. It is 3:30 a.m. Are you going to bed, Claire? Have a good night. Get some sleep. I don't envy your sleep schedule. Not in the slightest. You're in bed. Here in Texas, you have 18 minutes of snow. Your husband will let you sleep in tomorrow? Well, that's nice of him. I got up at 6 this morning. I'll probably be up around 6 tomorrow morning. And, I will, I don't know, sleep in when I'm dead. It's like my kid comes in the middle of the night, and then he starts kicking me. Alright, Claire, have a good night. About 5:30, he'll start digging his foot underneath my leg or something. just completely annoying. And I'll wake up about 5:45, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's always before my alarm goes off, so don't have to worry about that. So it doesn't matter what day it is, I always get woken up. Kids were built for annoying, yeah, for real. My son, he's 6. He's a smart guy. He wanted an apple, and I usually cut up his apples for lunch and send him in a little reusable plastic container. Thanks for the like, Linda. Appreciate it. Well, tonight, I got home from the store, and he's like, guess what I did, Daddy? I'm like, what'd you do, buddy? He says, I got an apple and I cut it up myself. And sure as shit, he had a knife out on the counter where he had cut himself an apple. I'm like, you know, I'm very proud of you, but please don't use knives without adults present. Right? It's like, I just don't need you slicing your arm open, you know, accidentally. So, I'm proud of him, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know about that one, bud. I feel bad for him because he's cooped up, stuck inside, and has been for months, and it's like, nothing's open, can't see his friends. He's trying to figure out how to be self-entertaining, but when Fortnite got taken away, man, he was bored for quite a little bit, and it's like, well, you know, if you don't act like a turd, you will get to play your Fortnite. Or whatever, Fortnite, Minecraft, whatever they're playing. Voila. It is done. You're close to a year being locked up? Yeah. I know. I mean, us too. Alright. There it is. Woohoo! I think I'm going to try and add the row of clear rings on the bottom and on each side. I don't want to redo the top if I don't have to, but I think I have enough rings to go around each side. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Books for your self-entertainment when you were a kid? Yeah, like, you know, I had a Nintendo, but thanks for liking the stream, Peg. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. But I was still outside most of the time. That's another thing. Can't go outside because it's, you know, 2 degrees outside. So like in 5 minutes you'll get frostbite out there. So I don't know. Just bundle them up like they did in A Christmas Story? Yeah. That's right. You're here in Wisconsin with me. You get this negative 30-degree weather tonight too. All right. Maybe I can call SeaWorld and ask them to give me a lot of money for this piece. You grew up in Buffalo, New York. You played outside no matter what. And not... okay, when I was a kid it was cold, right? It would get cold. I don't remember it being ever this cold when I was growing up. Right? And I grew up in a valley protected by mountains on both sides. So, like, it got cold, but it didn't get that cold, right? It definitely never shot down into the negatives the way it does here in Wisconsin. You'll be running the car tonight? Keep it from freezing? Yep. So, you know, the teens, maybe the single digits. Okay. I've experienced that. Here, not last year, maybe this year before. We got down to negative 45 degrees as the polar vortex swept through the country. That was insane to me. It's like, yeah, no. No. So, I don't know. I'm sure it gets cold in Buffalo too. I have heard it gets cold there, so. But when I won't go outside, I'm not going to force my kid out there. I should. But it's like, yeah, I don't. It's too cold for me. I am a cold, intolerant person. So, but I do need to get him outside more in this weather. He does enjoy it. He did come out and help me do the shovel the driveway the other day. I bought him a little shovel. A little tyke shovel or something like that from Lowe's. And he enjoyed that. That was when we got like 13.5 inches the other day. So, more than enough snow for me. All right. So, here's where we start figuring out what to do, right? If you look at this edge, right, all the rings are slanted towards the back of the inlay. It's the same on this side. So if I add a row, it would have to be, 2 more rings here, right? I think. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh. And that kind of screws up how my edge is right now. And then here's the other hard, right? The top of this dorsal fin is only one row away from where the loops for the dowel rod are, which looks okay, right? I don't really want to take all these loops. You guys tell me what you think. You don't remember temps when it was cold? You moved out there in 74, so you missed a big blizzard of 77? Missing big blizzards is always good in my book, right? So, okay. Is that dorsal fin too close to the top of the inlay? Should I try and add? I should try and add another row on each side and then a row across the top. I think I have enough rings for that. Which means having to take all these loops off, but, you know, whatever. I think it'll look better if we do it that way. What do you guys think? Or should I just leave it as is? Let me know. Where are we at here? I got 2 bags and some change left. Too close to the top? Too close to the top, okay. We will add some space on top. Simple enough to do. Won't take but a minute. Or 10. The black and the white rings are pretty good. They snap open and close pretty easily. I think it's too close to the top too. Set that aside. And tell you what, I'm gonna... Looks like you lose part of the fin to the edging. Go, Sean, go. Thanks, buddy. I'm gonna grab a beverage real quick. I'll be right back. Oh, God. Man, put that fireplace on. It's nice and toasty down here. All right. I don't know what my power bill's. I don't want to know what my power bill is going to look like this month, but it's going to be a hefty chunk. Get you one too? Sure. Quick, everyone! Everyone, talk about Sean. Oh, he's not here. Shh! He's coming back. This is, if I add a row to each side, it's going to throw off these straps here. These straps are all the same size, but I think I can make it work. And that way we'll get rid of the plastic ring. So if I only have like a handful left, I won't feel bad about just tossing them, because I don't want them lying around anymore, to be honest. Like, they take up space. I want them gone. It's like, what is it that these are novelty. They're like novelty rings, right? I'm sure you could do something really cool with them. Besides an inlay. I think that would make cool clothes. And they have made cool clothes. But, and this is just how I think about it, right? To me, it's not much different than making chainmail with shower curtain rings that Del Griffith sells in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, right? Him and his chest full of shower curtain rings that he travels the country with, selling to various people. So I don't know. It'd be really cool to make a chainmail shower curtain ring out of shower curtain rings. It'd be really cool to make a shower curtain out of shower curtain rings. You could almost do it with these, but these are surprisingly heavy. A jelly cube out of these. If you doubled or tripled them up, yeah, you could, I mean, you could definitely do it. That would be interesting. Maybe if I have enough left over. I don't think I might. All right. You know, I'll post on Twitter, put hashtag SeaWorld, buy this from me for 10 grand. Who knows, it might work, right? It's like they have corporate offices, they need artwork, right? SeaWorld was one of those places down in San Antonio that whenever people came to visit, they always wanted to go to. So I ended up going there a bunch of times. I didn't get to go to Six Flags down there nearly as much as I wanted to, but yeah. SeaWorld and Six Flags and the Riverwalk and the Alamo and lots of good stuff down there in Texas. You're on a jelly cube trip. I saw your jelly cube. It looks good. It does look good. They're fun. They're definitely, you're welcome. They're definitely something I wanted to add more of. You know, like a juggling jelly cube sets and hacky sacks. I haven't ordered rings, so I haven't ordered the perfect size for the jelly cubes or anything. Just made some attempts on my own with what I had on hand, and I mean, they're kind of squarish, you know. Bag number 4. Probably do 2 rows on top and then 1 more on the bottom, I think. We'll see about the sides. Oh. Yeah, right there. Ring broke right there. Right in front of our very eyes. I gotta get this done in the oven so that we don't have that problem. Like, that ring was woven into place, and all this moving around caused it to break. You were shocked to see a Coke machine in the front porch of the Alamo? Yeah. Do jelly cubes actually serve a purpose other than being a novelty chainmail item? No. They're just fun to make. Kind of cool looking. Structural chainmail stuff. Does it, you know... It serves the purpose as much as any chainmail project serves its purpose. Yeah. Art for art's sake. No one is like... No one's being forced to make chainmail. No one, no one's gonna be harmed if they don't make it, you know. So, people just make stuff. Because they can. Because they're awesome. Alright. Okay, that is the top row. Alright, I tell you what, guys, it's hour 7, it's 10 o'clock. And I could probably go for a couple more minutes. There's the top of that dorsal fin. Let's see here. If I can get a better shot of it. Does that look better? We should add one more row, huh? One more row to the top and to the bottom. We've got the rings for it. Art is more satisfying than hanging out with a shrink. Yup. Chainmail helped me alleviate a lot of my PTSD from my 2 tours out in Iraq. And like there was never a point in time in which I was out in, you know, firefights or dodging IEDs or anything. I was in a compound, I was in a prison, both times I went. It's where I worked, a detainment facility, you know, so we got shot at a lot. And that has a tendency to wear on you after a while. Working in a hospital and getting shot at, and then just the types of injuries that we saw they're pretty gruesome. So I didn't think that I had a lot of issues with PTSD when I got back, but it took me a while to recognize that I had some issues with it, and I needed to process through it. And chainmail really helped me work through a lot of those issues. I think it's far better than seeing a shrink. I wish that, you know, the vets that I know that have issues with PTSD would take up a hobby to channel their issues into. Excuse me. Because it's not busy work. You know, you're creating something tactile. It does take a little bit of figuring out. So, and it's just so soothing. It's so damn satisfying. The one large jelly cube you made for your great nephew is supposed to help keep him occupied. He's on the autism spectrum. He installed a ball bearing in the one side and left some rings out, created a hole in the corner. He will be able to stick his finger all the way into the cube. That's awesome, man. That sounds like a great purpose for a jelly cube. Alright. Let's see here. See if we can get these straps back on. Yeah. There we go. What else did I do today? I watched The Dig on Netflix about that excavator in England during World War II finding some Viking treasure. Someone posted on somewhere on the social media about how it was really good. Well, okay, well, you know, something to do this weekend, I guess. From here, this sounds like Frosted Flakes. I'm sorry. I'm going to get a pad for the table. Sound won't be as bad. I get paid on Friday, so I'll pick up one of the MailleWerX big gaming pads we have. And hopefully that will put the kibosh on the sound. think I'm a ring off. Maybe not. Maybe we'll be okay. Why rings matter, so let him not a complaint. Okay. Hey Josh, how you doing? You're so late to the party. Yeah, we almost shut down like 5 minutes ago, so I'm just glad you're here. All rings matter. I'm not touching that stuff. There's a lot of stuff you can't say anymore, and no matter how you feel about it, I'm not going to argue one way or the other. You can all have your opinions. I don't mind them. I just can't repeat them because then YouTube will then I won't have any more social media. All rings matter. That's funny. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. You're good. Made a sale today, and it's the wife's birthday. Yeah, tell her I said happy birthday. It's good stuff having birthdays. Congrats on the sale. You're just putting the straps back on this whale mail inlay. Come here, you. All right. That didn't take that long. Let's turn Frank off here real quick. Okay, does that look better? Across the top, some room for the inlay. All right, I'm liking that. I'm digging it. Looks good to me. I can't really see it through the inlay, but yeah. I think it was the right thing to do to raise that top row 2 rings worth. You know? It looks like a whale. And it hangs so nicely too. Most inlays, right, like they do the slope inward thing. This is nice and flat, right? Because of how, I'm assuming it's because of how I have these straps across the top going. Ugh. All right. So I think that's. Well, what was cooking? How was the show at the local general store? Did Bigfoot stop by? Oh yeah. You had your show today at Sayed Valley, California. What is this? Okay, don't care. All right. You thought that the Oakland Raiders look a little funny? Yeah, it's a. This is the whale mail piece that was one of the first things we worked on this stream. Fried rockfish, potatoes and peas was a good day, even though it was slow and no Bigfoot sightings. Yeah. Oh man. Yep, it's a fish. We got her done. This This is the second project to get done on this stream, right? Now I gotta find the dowel rod that I had laying around here for it, stain it real quick, and then we'll be good to go. So I gotta figure out what to do with these leftover rings. I got a bag and some change left over. If I widen out the inlay, if I do a row on each side, it'll screw up the straps on top. I'm sure I could figure out a way to make it work, but so this, okay, yeah, the local store owner offered you the space for free, so why not set up stuff? Made a dozen pair of earrings in one sale. Sweet. You know what? What time is it? 10:14. You had a restaurant named Rockfish. It's closed now? Yeah, a lot of places are closed now. Everybody talking about opening up the economy. I'm like, here in Kenosha, there's not much left. We got Amazon. People still go there. A couple other manufacturing places. But our downtown got hit with the lockdowns and then the riots, and there's not a lot of stuff even open anymore. Yeah, and he got exposure. The wife's happy with her birthday dinner. That's good. That's good. Good on you. Good on you, man. All right, I don't have a container for these rings. Oh well. Exposure leads to hypothermia and frostbite. Yeah. Ooh. What is the current temperature here right now? Where are we at? It was 4 degrees earlier, and it is now 2. Feels like negative 14. Great. All right. So now that the whale mail piece is done, that clears off a good bit of space over on the desk over there. We've got more of the Raiders inlay coming up. We've got the chainmail wine bottle holster. We've got the dye and the sealant for the leather, so you'd rather sell something or nothing at all than have exposure yet, for real. It is 43 degrees there. I'm ridiculously jealous. There's rockfish in your area. I have hard scales on the outside. You mean in Josh's area? Yeah. I don't even know what a rockfish is. I'll have to Google it. So I'm gonna go upstairs and put shamu here in the oven, speaking of cooking fish, just so I can get rid of all the microfractures that are on here as quickly as possible. A lot of these rings have already sat around for many years, and so I want to get them hopefully healed up here real quick. So with that, thanks everyone for hanging out with me as I work on all these crazy projects. I will have more stuff for you tomorrow to come and watch, and what else? I think that's it for right now. You guys are on here pretty often, so you know all the regular stuff that I would normally say. But I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna put my kid to bed. I'm gonna cook shamu here, and I want you all to have a wonderful Saturday night. All right. Have a good one, guys.